Fishing's richest tour returns to one of the most renowned big bass fisheries in the world, Florida's Lake Okeechobee, where 9 and 10-pound largemouth lurk for the angler who makes all the right moves. At stake, a $100,000 first prize. And the drama starts now on FLW Outdoors.
Yes, sir, that's what we're looking for, my friend. Ball game, baby. Yeah.
He could have one more in. He does. We have a champion.
That fish broke my line the other day. I got him. Hallelujah!
This is it. This is the day we've been waiting for. 2004 is finally here. Our very first event of the year, a $500,000 event presented by EverStart here on Lake Okeechobee. The fishing the first 2 days was absolutely fantastic. We saw huge stringers of fish, a lot of excitement. Yesterday, a totally different story. The wind blew in, conditions changed. Anglers that had been catching huge stringers like Larry Nixon over the 28-pound stringer the first day came in with only one fish. Newcomer, straight from EverStart Series, is the man that's leading the way going into the final day. The excitement is building. We're going to have a weigh-in this afternoon, the likes you've never seen before.
Got a great field here, got some veterans, got some rookies. Real great way to start off the year.
A full field of 200 pros and 200 co-anglers started out on Lake Okeechobee with great excitement. Here's what happened on days 1 and 2.
The game of fishing is a challenge. The objective, catch more weight than your opponent, and you win.
Hey, my brother.
Late January, just before dawn, Lake Okeechobee, a site that can only mean one thing, a brand new season on the FLW Tour.
It's like Christmas to me. I'm so excited.
Oh, I tell you, my heart's beating 90-0 right now.
It's very exciting. This is just awesome.
And as 200 boats slip through the lock, game plans come together.
I'm going to throw a spinnerbait for a couple hours and then go flipping, and that's the way the tournaments are mostly won here, and hopefully that'll be the case this time.
And that's just what Wendlandt does. He has a limit by 10 a.m., and by 10:15 pulls his sixth keeper across a mat in Coot Bay, on the way to almost 14 pounds. Energizer Pro JT Kenny is flipping the east wall and misses on some nice fish before boating 2 keepers, part of his 11-10 limit. In a word, day one's fishing is awesome. 175 pros have limits, and all 200 catch at least one fish.
Now, we heard rumor that early today you had a 10-pounder.
I don't know if it's 10. I'm from Michigan. 5-pounder's big there.
Call it 9-8, Chad, and almost the Snickers big bass of the day. That honor goes to California's Steve Tosh with 9-11 in his first FLW event. But the catch of the day belongs to veteran Evinrude pro Larry Nixon, who used to say he never fished well on Okeechobee.
Oh, man, don't break your back.
Our broadcast partner has 28 pounds, 6 ounces, the third biggest stringer in FLW history. Larry went to the south end of the lake and used a Berkeley power worm to take the lead heading into day 2.
You have to keep catching fish to stay in the game. Watch out for the alligator.
It's the morning of day 2 now, and just like so many times before, the rest of the field is chasing this guy, Larry Nixon. Larry, you're in good position.
Yeah, I am. I never expected to catch that big a string of fish, but, it's a good thing to happen because today maybe I don't have to catch but 10 pounds to make the cut.
Nixon takes off for South Bay Bottom. The veteran uses day 2 to set up his final round and finds his 10 pounds, earning the second best weight of the qualifying round. Still south of the launch near Ritta Island, Florida's Sandy Melvin is putting on a clinic, slow rolling his number 6 Hillebrand blade. Spinnerbait presentation darts around underwater vegetation, through spawning flats, and produces a limit in 20 minutes. Though he never finds the big bites, the NASCAR pro finishes in the money in 56th place. As the anglers return for the weigh-in, one has a bigger smile than anyone because he has a bigger fish than anyone. Dean Rojas' 10-pounder was big bass of the tournament, good enough for a big boost into the top 10.
That's what's so exciting about it, because when you make a huge comeback like that, man, you're pumped, you know, and you're feeling good, and you can't wait till tomorrow.
Triumph met with tragedy for Chris McCall. When the Texas pro returned to the weigh-in on day one with over 27 pounds, he learned his mother had passed away during the day. Knowing she'd want him to continue the biggest tournament of his young career, McCall keeps fishing and turns in the best catch of the day, leading the charge into the finals.
It's tough because, you know, she's always wanted me to have success, and I've had some success, but never, you know, been able to pull off something of this magnitude, and it's hard to know that I can't call her and say, hey, you know, this may happen this time. So that's the hardest part about it.
McCall's biggest fan has an unobstructed view for today's final round. We've come about 15 miles. This is the middle of Bay Bottom, and this is Chris McCall, number 2 in the standings and just over a pound out of the lead. He's throwing a spinnerbait right now. We'll find if that's working. We'll also find out how he's overcome a personal tragedy that hit his family this week.
We'll be talking to the anglers out on the water while they're out there trying to win that $100,000 first place prize. Then we'll come back in, give you the scores on the top 10, find out how they're standing, and one of these anglers will walk away with a $100,000 first place prize. You'll see all that when we come right back. Welcome back. We are here at the very first stop of the FLW Tour on Lake Okeechobee, and we've got a top 10 who made our cut. That's a who's who of bass fishing, includes that, plus also some brand newcomers. Starting out in 10th place going into the final day, Larry Nixon started out on day 1 with a huge stringer, 28 pounds and 6 ounces, but struggled yesterday on day 3. The wind changed his fish totally. He brought in one fish that weighed 1 pound, 11 ounces. In 9th place, Billy Bowen, also yesterday. Slow day for him, but he had a slow day on day 1 of this event. Came back with a huge stringer on day 2. He knows what to do under cold front conditions. We could see some huge performances from Billy today. In 8th place, Rick Lilligard, he's consistently there, knocking around the top 10. Dean Rojas, what a year he's having this year, a great start. He's shooting for Angler of the Year, and he'd love to do that by starting with a win on Lake Okeechobee. 6th place, James Parker. He believes he's on enough fish to win, but he says he doesn't need the wind to blow. He needs a calm water, and that's what he's got today. We'll see what Sergeant Major comes up with today. Shin Kuke from Japan. This is his very first tournament in the United States. What great talent he's shown and brought in consistent stringers every single day. In 4th place, Dave Lefebvre from Erie, Pennsylvania. His 2nd year along the Walmart FLW Tour. I tell you what, this young man right here has got fishing talent unbelievable. In 3rd place is David Dudley from Manio, North Carolina, the winner of the year-end championship in Richmond. $500,000 he won there. He has won $1.6 million along FLW Tour, and he's looking to add $100,000 to that today. In 2nd place, just one cast out of the lead, Chris McCall from Jasper, Texas. He loves fishing on Lake Okeechobee. Says it reminds him a little bit of his home lake, Lake Sam Rayburn, where there's some huge fish there. He is on them and on some big ones. And even though the wind blew hard yesterday, he was able to come up with a good stringer. He could be real dangerous today. This guy who moved up from the Everstart is ready for his first FLW Tour win. In the lead going into today, Ray Shad. He's from Russellville, Arkansas. He moved up to the Central Division of the Everstart Series. Every day he's gone out with huge stringers. He's going to bring in a huge stringer of fish today. We're going to have a shootout. Chris McCall goes in today in 2nd place. He brought in the largest string over the first 2 days, 46 pounds, 6 ounces. He's on some huge fish. He's out on the water with Taylor Carr.
This is Chris McCall from Jasper, Texas. He had 46 pounds the first 2 days, in 2nd position today. And Chris, you have 4 fish in the boat and you're throwing a spinnerbait now. Is that how they've all come?
Yeah, I've caught 3 of the 4 on a spinnerbait this morning. I got one little bitty fish that I've caught on the Cinco, or a Gambler Ace. That's what I'm talking about right there. 8.15 and I got 3. I thought I was gonna lose that one. I let that one get me a little bit. up in that stuff. It's been tough. It's been tough again today, just like it was yesterday. I've missed one fish 4 or 5 pounds, and right now I'm desperately searching for another one.
Now, Chris, most of the big bites have come flipping mats. Why has the spinnerbait worked for you?
What I'm starting to think the main reason is that I'm seeing a lot of fry, and I think a lot of the fish that have come up and spawned are hanging around the fry, and that's why I'm thinking, you know, I'm getting so many more bites on a spinnerbait.
What's your blade configuration there?
It's a half-ounce spinnerbait with a gold front blade, the big blade, a 4.5 gold, and then the little silver. And it's a gold colored skirt.
What's an estimate on your weight right now?
Not much. I'm thinking I probably got 5 or 6 pounds. I got 2 12-inchers in there, and then maybe a 2.5 pounder and a 2 pounder. So I don't have a whole lot.
Are you concerned?
I'm very concerned. Losing that good one this morning is just really, you know, I try and block it out, but when you're fishing for this much money, it's hard.
Chris, you've had a really tough week this week. You learned the death of your mother on Wednesday. Has it been as difficult as it would seem?
It's been real hard. The only thing that's made it a little easier is I know she'd want me to be here, and you know, I'm busy. I keep fishing, and right now I'm able to pretty much concentrate on that, and with the help of, you know, everybody involved in the tournament, the FLW Outdoors, and my camera guys, they've kept me focused, and my mind, even when it's gotten tough, I hadn't been able to, you know, think about it during the tournament.
You've got a lot of admirers out there, you know?
Yeah, it's, you know, I love it, but that's a hard way to get them. I never knew my mom would be so famous.
Chris, we're gonna let you fish. Good luck the rest of the day.
Thank you, guys.
Chris McCall from Jasper, Texas. Not where he wants to be, Charlie, but he's not giving up.
We've caught up with Dean Rojas out on the water. Dean, how's it going today?
Hey Charlie, it's going okay. It finally got flat to where I'm just starting to start looking at them right now. I've got 4 of them in the boat right now, but they're just little guys, little males, and let's see if we can't find some bigger fish here in a few minutes.
We know you said yesterday you're in an area that has a lot of big fish. That's what you need today. Came in today a little over 6 pounds out of the lead.
Yeah, that's something that I'm going to need. I'm really going to concentrate on right now. I'm in the area right now that a lot of the big fish are hanging around, and it's just a matter now of really keying in them and trying to find them. The water's gin clear. I've got ideal conditions right now. There's no wind, high skies, no clouds, and I'm going to start going to work here in a few minutes.
Have you seen any big fish cruising?
Not yet. It hasn't gotten right. Right now is prime time. We're just getting into the good time of the day right now, where I can visually see them, and we're going to go hunt for them right now.
All right, Dean. Good luck to you. We'll see you at the weigh-in. When we come back, we'll join Larry Nixon on the water trying to make a huge comeback.
Difficult. Look out there. My goodness, you could flip for miles around here, and there might be a fish out there, and there might not.
Welcome back to FLW Outdoors. We're here on Lake Okeechobee, the very first stop of the Walmart FLW Tour. A total purse of $500,000 at stake here, $100,000 going to the winner. We'll go out on the water where the action is. We caught up with James Parker. He's out there on the lake. James, how's your day going today?
It's kind of slow right now. I've had 2 bites and caught one of them, and he wouldn't measure. And what I was doing earlier was trying to throw a spinnerbait, and it's just not going to work. Those fish covered up pretty tight last night.
I know that you know, James, that once they start biting, if you can get on, it won't take just a few moments, but I know you also got to be getting a little bit anxious right now.
I've been anxious for quite a while there, you know, and that's what I've been telling myself, just to calm down, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, because when they do start, if they warm up just a little bit more, I think it might make a lot of difference.
James Parker out there in the area where he's caught them all along. He's going to hang in there and ride the horse that brought him there. Good luck to you, James. We'll see you at the weigh-in this afternoon.
Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Let's see what Larry Nixon's doing out on Lake Okeechobee.
I'm going to move out away from the mats a little ways. These fish, if they're in here, they're underneath it, I guess. Buried under it. There's some fish out in this scattered hydrilla out here. You just catch random casting, just throwing out in the middle of nowhere. But flatwater lakes are that way. You may drift. You may go to an area and spend a whole day drifting.
Our leader of this event, Ray Scheid, is not intimidated by any angler out there. He's out on the water with Taylor Carr.
This is an angler with confidence. Tournament leader Ray Scheid from Russellville, Arkansas. You've had a good start, Ray. What's been happening?
I always start way out on the point, you know, the first spot where I think those big females, they have a little matted hydrilla and some hyacinths mixed in there. And I caught one about 6 to start the day out. I'm just now getting to the good stuff. And right when I entered the good, you know, what I considered a good 200 yards, I caught another one about 4.5 or 5. So it's a good start to the morning. If I don't get bit that often, that's okay. I sure like the quality.
So somewhere around 11 pounds right now.
I'm almost say 10, you know, and that hopefully my nervousness didn't enlarge them. But yeah, I think somewhere around 10 pounds for 2 fish.
I can't detect it a bit. In fact, you said a minute ago, guys, hang on, I'm going to catch a fish right up in here. You really feel like you're on them.
There's just thousands of fish in this area that, you know, a lot of people came here to fish, but they didn't really figure out the ones that are vulnerable, the ones that you can catch is, I think I'm really dialed into them, you know. You need hydrilla, of course, to support all these fish, but when you have these isolated mats like that in hydrilla, that creates caverns underneath that hydrilla. The hydrilla don't grow right there, and you know, one hole can hold a whole school of fish. So that's what I'm keying on. And I've been getting, my slowest days, I've been getting 12 bites a day. And I think the colder it gets, the better it gets for that type of fishing. So when I came into this tournament, that's why I know Florida in January, you're going to have a cold front sometime during the tournament. See that corner right there? That's exactly what you look for. Some hyacinths tucked away in that hydrilla right there. And no matter which way the wind blows, it's protected. So, I mean, that is textbook what you look for. I wish I could find 10 places just like it.
That's a blue craw you're working there, and you're bouncing it pretty good. What's the key to making the fish hit?
You know, that's another thing. Just, you know, I have a lot of people fishing around me this week that couldn't catch them. And I don't let it sit on the bottom. When I first got here in practice, when I found these fish, the key was to hold it up underneath that mat and just sit there and rattle it. But I don't know if it was pressure or just mood change because, you know, these fish they're on the move. They're trying to go in there and spawn. But they're always up near the top third. So even if they don't hit you right there underneath that mat, as soon as you start to drop it down, that's when you're going to get your bite.
You know, Ray, you might win the first event you ever fish in the FLW.
If I do, it's only for one reason, and that's the support that I have from my family. That's, you know, it's cool to have all your friends congratulate you, and the money, Lord knows I need it. But the coolest thing of all is just to see that sparkle in my wife's eyes, because she's the only reason I'm here.
Well, Ray, with your good start today and your lead, if you don't win, will you be disappointed?
These guys are so tough. I've already exceeded my expectations. I had a bite right there. No, I've exceeded my expectations, and I've had a great time regardless, but I like to win.
When we come back, this arena right here will be full of people. The stage will have anglers on it. We'll have lots of excitement. The tension level will mount up. Somebody's going to win $100,000 here. It's going to be very exciting. Don't go away.
You know, I caught a 10-pounder, man. I mean, that's something that you just, you know, you always dream about.
I did the best I could do. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But hopefully I'll win, but I don't think so.
You know, you got to fish wide open, and there's those rare occasions when exactly what you think is going to happen, it happens.
It's been one of the funnest tournaments I've ever fished. This place is just phenomenal. All the big fish. I can't wait to come back next year, really.
Pretty exciting. 2 anglers remain, and welcome back to the $500,000 first tour stop. One of these guys will raise a check for $100,000. Let's go to Charlie Evans now. He's with Chris McCall.
Chris McCall in the lead right now, but he's weighed in all 5 of his fish. His challenger's weighed in only 2 so far. If he's got many fish, if he's got a limit, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I think we're in trouble.
Nobody had a better first 2 days than you did, Chris. 46 pounds, 6 ounces. I mean, you were on your game.
Yeah, it was just tremendous. I've had such a good time here. Every day has been just great to be on the water.
Let's watch you and work out there on the water. We've got you in action here on Lake Okeechobee, and tell us what you're doing out there.
Right here, I'm throwing a spinnerbait. I believe this is the first fish I caught this morning. I'm just working outside of those reeds. That was my main pattern all week, was throwing a spinnerbait. Today I did catch 3 off the beds.
What color spinnerbait did you throw?
I was throwing a gold. It had a gold skirt on it, and it was tandem blades. The main blade was a 4.5 gold willow leaf, and the other one was a little silver one.
All right, we saw the emergent vegetation. What was underneath the water?
I was really trying to find clear spots, you know, where I could see some the shell beds and trying to find clean areas that had scattered hydrilla.
Lid after 2 days, a limit yesterday, and really, really tough times. Another limit today. You've done about the best you can do.
Yeah, I really have. I did lose 1 good fish today. It missed a spinnerbait 3 times, and then I finally threw an ace back in there, and I stuck it, and it got me in the reeds, and it was a 4 or 5 pounder I'd have liked to have.
All right, if you do not win this event, the worst you can do is second place, looks like, and you finish second in a Triple T, second in an Everstart, and possibly a second here. It's time to get over the top.
Yeah, it is. But you know, if I can. Second's going to be great. I'll be really thrilled.
It'll be a great start for you this year along the Walmart FLW Tour. He's been a fan favorite all week long, Chris McCall. Now let's go over to Taylor Carr. He's with the only guy that can knock him off.
And this is Ray Scheid from Russellville, Arkansas, fishing his first event in the FLW Tour. You've got at least second place. It's going to be tough to follow this, Ray.
Oh, I know it. I hope I can make a habit of this.
We watched you today, and you were so calm out there. Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's I'm excited inside, but I just wanted to handle it business-like and go out and finish this deal today, and hopefully I've done that. Good one. The big one. Come here, baby. Come here, big head. Come on. That's what's fun about this. You got to put her in 4-wheel drive, go get them. And that's what lives in these mats right here.
Those fish were coming through heavy mats. What size line were you using? Were you worried you were going to lose fish in the mats?
You know, typically you do, but I tie a special knot, and I use 65-pound braided line, and I lost 2 fish all week. That line's very tough. One of the fish I lost is when I set the hook. That line's so tough it busted the reel seats right off my reel. So they ain't getting away if I can get them up in that mat, though.
Ray, was there any one thing you learned in practice that really turned out to be profitable in the tournament?
I just worked really hard. I do that in every tournament. I pay my, I go 7 days daylight till dark on this one being my first FLW, and it just exceeded my expectations. And the best thing, is it's great to have all the thank yous from all these great guys, and my hero Larry Nixon is fishing in the first top 10 with me. And but the most awesome thing is my wife. To be able to call her and tell her.
You might have a good story to tell. You need 3 pounds, 4 ounces. Folks, you think he has it? Let's see if Ray Scheid has 3 pounds, 4 ounces and can knock off our leader, Chris McCall.
Chris McCall's kind of sitting over here. He may be, from looking at that video, realizing that something may be in there more than 3 pounds, 4 ounces in there, because Ray has only weighed in 2 fish out of a possible 5 fish limit. He's got a total weight of 1913. There's fish number 3. Here comes fish number 4. And to seal the victory and make it a run row, there is fish number 5. These 3 fish weigh a total of 16 pounds, 4 ounces. We have a champion.
Ray Scheid, your winner on Lake Okeechobee. Come around here, Ray. Right over here. Oh. I mean, you just blew these guys away. Unbelievable.
I don't know. It's I told the guys this morning I've done everything I could to prepare myself. It's up to somebody else. And boy, someone was looking out for me today.
We were watching you this morning. Did you think you'd have the fish to win?
Oh, I didn't know. This lake is just unbelievable. 28, 30 pounds, 35 pounds. I never gave up until the last minute because the guys I'm fishing against, they're just unbelievable. And I never let up. I still thought I needed more.
You're missing one thing up here. Let's bring it on stage right now. $100,000 right over there. Ron Whitaker, Sporting Goods Department Manager. Here is your $100,000 check. $500,000 up for grabs in the first stop on the FLW Tour. Your winner, Ray Scheid, takes home $100,000. And here is our final 7-Up leaderboard. Chris McCall, a check for $35,000 in second place. Third place, David Dudley in $20,000. In fourth place, Shin Fukai. In fifth place, Dave Lefebvre. Your sixth place finisher, Billy Bowen Jr. In seventh place, Dean Rojas. Eighth place, James Parker. Ninth place, Larry Nixon. And 10th place, Rick Lilligard. Folks, you have seen the best in professional fishing. Join us next week when Larry Nixon tells us how this event was won. So long, everybody.
Here comes Larry Nixon, and look at that stringer of fish.
This place is just phenomenal. All the big fish. I can't wait to come back next year.